Hello everyone, it's Katina and thank you for joining me. Today we are going to make a fun winter frames for our holiday cards. I'm going to make the both frames using a snowflake stamp set with coordinating dies. Here I have all my snowflake stamps on the acrylic blocks and I want to make them multicolored. And I'm going to use a special ink from Tsukineko for multicolored stamping. And also I will show you how you can stamp those multicolored snowflakes with regular ink pads. And if you have only distress inks or distress oxide inks in your stash, I have showed how you can stamp those multicolored snowflakes in my other video. I will leave the link to this video in the description below. I want to make the snowflake frames in a rainbow color combo, so I'm stamping at first some blue snowflakes and then I'm going to move on to my yellow and pink colors. On my yellow snowflakes I removed just a little bit of ink from the stamp using my finger and I applied more pink color on it. For sure you can use a sponge dabber instead of your fingers. And in this way I made my multicolored stamping in different colors. I stamped a lot of snowflakes in different colors just to make sure I have enough stamped images for making two frames. And you can clean up your ink pads with a paper towel. After my stamping is done, I'm going to cut out all these beautiful snowflakes with the coordinating dies. And I think I have enough stamped images for 2 cards. Next I cut out a round die cut from a white smooth cardstock and I used a middle die from a simple tag die set. I'm going to use this die cut as a guide to create my breeze. I'm going to place my stamped snowflakes around this die cut and I'm going to mix and match them to create a round shape around this die cut. The rest of my stamped snowflakes I arranged around the circle die. I secured them with my masking tape around the second breeze through my die cutting machine and I cut out a round opening inside of my snowflake frame. I carefully remove all the inner die cuts and here's how it looks after die cutting. I love this frame. Next I'm going to create a card backgrounds for my holiday cards. I'm going to use this large snowflake stencil to create a simple background for both of my cards. I taped it down on a standard A2 size card panel and I'm going to apply a little bit of ink through this stencil. For this card I'm going to use a tie-dye distress ink and I'm going to apply it with my light hand to create a super light brown color, almost like a craft cardstock. I applied it all over the card panel and I carefully removed the stencil and I can move on to my second card background. For the second card I used a light gray distress ink and I made it in the same way. I'm going back to my snowflake stamp set to stamp a sentiment for my card. Not all winter cards should be Christmas themed and that's why I'm stamping a thank you sentiment for my first card. I'm using the small Thanks So Much sentiment and I'm stamping it with VersaFine black ink. But for my second card I'm using a Christmas themed sentiment. I'm using another stamp set from the Studio CADDY and the same black ink. And I stamped Be Merry for my second card. I found both the frames on the card panels and I adhered both circle die cuts with sentiments. The both cards has a quite busy design, but I can't leave them without adding just a little bit of shine. So I decided to embellish my cards with iridescent crystals from Studio Katia and I made in just few of them on the top and the bottom of my cards. And here are my finished winter cards with the beautiful snowflake frames. Let me know in the comments below which one you like the most and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Full supply list you can find in the video description below. And I will see you next week. Bye!